In today's episode, this is the last part 5 of an interview I did with Stephanie Moore of Kent State University about generative AI in public relations.
Okay, so in terms of encouraging that discovery and innovation, what strategies can educators and practitioners use to foster an environment of discovery and innovation?
Talk to your stakeholders first, the people who are in charge. Show them, here's how this will save time, save money, or make money. And if those are important to your stakeholders, they'll go, we want that. How much is it going to cost me? How soon can you get started? Right?
Mhm.
If you can get 2 out of 3, people are on board, and then there is leadership mandate. This is what we're going to do. We have to do this, or we're going to get left behind. For individuals, again, the way I tell people, here's how you identify an AI use case in an organization. What of the things that you do make you go, I don't want to do that? That's your AI use case. If you can figure out how to get AI to make you not have to do that as much every week, you will find AI an incredible companion, because you're like, hey, you handle this product. I don't like doing my expense reports. I don't like doing this client report. I don't want to write that meeting summary. Great. Get a machine to do it.
Great, good advice. Any examples of successful partnerships or collaborative projects? And again, I'm thinking in terms of academia and the industry. I don't know if anything.
Yeah, I mean, we do things like workshops and trainings frequently. I do half and full day workshops where we show people, and then there's hands-on labs. Like, by the time you leave here, you will have this. So I was doing a recent thing at an architecture conference, and by the time people left, they had their own go, no-go programmatic AI application that would let them decide, should I even bid on this proposal or not? They drop the proposal in, and it comes up with the score that says yes or no. Bid on this or don't bid on this. Is it's a good fit. It's going to be a waste of your time. The fact that people can get to that point in a 6-hour workshop is amazing to them, because they're like, I'm going to save so much time. I'm going to stop sending out proposals to half the companies that are no longer a good fit. My boss is going to love it, and stuff like that. So that kind of collaborative teaching is so important. People have got to get hands-on time, and there's a whole linear progression of starting with basic prompts, prompt structure, the 22 different styles of prompting and stuff, and you just teach them all these things and then you walk them through use cases. Okay, tell me what you're working on. Let me show you how we can infuse AI into part of that, if not the whole thing.
Excellent. A lot of use with podcast editing in my classes, so we'll be playing with that.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal for podcast editing, and even excerpts. You give it a closed captions, this SRT file, and you say, identify the most impactful 30 seconds in this episode. Tell me the timestamps, and then you know how to edit right there.
Perfect. All right. So how do you stay current, or how would you recommend or advice you'd give for someone to stay current on an industry that is moving this fast?
It depends on your purposes and goals, right? So my job to stay current involves reading like hundreds and hundreds of articles and social posts and academic papers. And of course, I use AI to summarize a lot of them, so that I can get through them quickly. But that is because I need to know how the tools work under the hood. Most people don't need that. So staying current is more about joining communities of like-minded folks and sharing practices, sharing what's working, trading stuff to the extent that you're permitted to.
Excellent. Okay, we're breezing right through this. And then now we have to pull out our crystal ball, which this is always coming. This is a question that we always ask. But what future trends do you foresee in the intersection of AI and PR?
Either the public relations industry adopts AI well and thoroughly, or it goes out of business, because it is so good. These tools are so proficient that you look at what an agency does, for example, what the work output you're getting from an agency, and you look at what AI can do, and you're like, why am I paying $20,000, $30,000 a month for something that a skilled employee with Google Gemini or Chat GPT can do for $100 a month?
Mm-hmm. But there still needs to be the human element, right? I mean, you always need the human to prompt it.
Yeah, there is, yes, but you could do that. I foresee a lot of bringing things in-house, and a lot of agencies very much struggling to earn clients, because the work that they do, a company will say, well, I can get AI to do that, and it's going to be 70% of the quality. I'm okay with that, because it's 5% of the cost.
So how do we as educators in academia, how do we adapt to these trends to better prepare our students for future challenges and opportunities in this area?
They'd better know how to use AI. They
Okay.
better be very, very skilled at it. I have seen some really boneheaded things by some schools, banning the use, prohibiting the use of it. Like, that is so stupid. It's like banning the use of calculators. Good luck getting your graduates hired. It is a necessary skill. In that same work trend index report, 60, I think 66% of senior leaders said they would not make a hire of someone if they did not have AI skills. And 71% they would prefer a more junior person with AI skills over a more experienced person without.
That's excellent. I was going to ask that question if you've observed a shift in the type of work that PR or graduates are getting as a result of AI, and that answers that.
Here's the biggest challenge graduates are going to face, and I need to wrap up very quick, very soon. All of the tasks that entry-level workers do, machines do better. And so one of the biggest challenges that PR is going to face, every industry is going to face, is how do you better prepare the entry-level workers to have jobs, if there are jobs, and how are you going to deal with the staffing crisis you're going to have in 10 years when there's no bench for managers, directors, and VPs because those people aren't employed by you and they never grew up in your organization? When you trim away 80% of your entry-level staff, by definition, you're trimming away 80% of the people who will eventually become executives.
Okay, well, in the interest of time, I have one final question. Anything else that you would like to add that we haven't covered?
The big uncomfortable message and this is something I was having a chat with the CEO of a PR agency literally yesterday, is PR has a reputation for not being as technologically current as maybe its advertising compatriots. That has to change, or the industry as a whole diminishes to a point where there's not a lot of opportunity. And so if the industry wants to thrive, it needs to get on board quickly, because it is a language-based industry, and language models and language-based tools are exceptionally capable and are getting better by the day. Previously, 2 years ago, what ChatGPT came out with was kind of dumb, right? It was not the world's smartest application. People looked at it going, ha ha, AI is never going to replace us. Today, it is better than your average employee by a substantial margin. It's not better than the best people, but there are very few best people. It is better than the average person, and there's a lot of average people by definition. And that is only getting better and better and better with every iteration. These models upgrade every 4 months. Are you improving your skills by leaps and bounds every 4 months? If you're not, machines are going to consume more and more of the tasks that you do.
That's great.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to know when new videos are available, hit the bell button to be notified as soon as new content is live.